The Battle of the East is before us as we move into our third match of the day here in week 4 of the second stage here at the Quake Pro League. I'm Zoot, joined by Lethal, Xron and Coollerz, about to get down to business. This is a fun one.
This match, I would say, even in the first one with Arik and Tox, we thought, okay, this is a great way to start things off, but now it's just getting better and better. This week alone has been massively stacked in comparison.
Yes. Yeah, there's been some wild things happening today, and I've got like loads of paper to go through, and I'm like, yeah, all the games are going to be really great. That's pretty much
all you need to know.
I can say. And the big one on the cards later on, I mean, there's plenty to say about Coollerz and Xron, but with Razy and Wenger later on, that is going to be such an awesome game. Make sure you're telling everybody to jump on the stream, because as we build up towards it, it's going to be absolutely electric. However, now we have got Xron, who is going to be on the stage in a second. This guy has got absolute style and grace in his performances. He's got the smoothest aim that you can dream of, and he's making it his mission in life to destroy Coollerz. Or maybe that's just now, I don't really know. Well, what does it matter at this point, right? We've got to see what this guy's capable of at the moment. He's been widening his champion pool a lot. He's gone from really being a staple Nyx player to kind of being a staple anything player.
Yeah, he's been hit and miss now and again, but even if his last series against Xron was phenomenal. But against Coollerz, one of the legends in the scene, it's going to be a very hard, tough fight here.
Exactly, and Coollerz having won at Luca, he's getting his name engraved in the belt. This guy, he won his first LAN in over 10 years in Duel, and he's trying to translate all of that confidence, all of that momentum here into the weekly stages, and he's been doing a fantastic job. What can this player of control and defense and mind games do for us? We are going to have to see. It's always entertaining seeing two players in the CIS region butting heads.
You see, with Coollerz, he is the definition of having an almost perfect passive-aggressive playstyle. He chooses the opportunity when he wants to, and when he engages, it is phenomenal. He is the sort of guy you've got to really be careful with, and you've got to limit your mistakes down to an absolute T.
Completely. And he's been famous sort of throughout his early career, and even in a lot of Quake Live, in terms of the way that he plays those mind games. A lot of people know, I'm playing the resource on the map, I'm playing the kind of resources I have available to me right now, and I'm playing as a player. He's just in your mind. He is playing as you, and he knows exactly what you're doing. So it's like, well, now I'm just going to counter you completely. And it's been translating immensely well into Quake Champions. He's getting immense amounts of success, and I think we're seeing just this new Coollerz all of a sudden. We've got some picks and vetoes, guys. Let's take a look, see what we've got ready for us in a moment. Xron is going to have access to Nyx early on, which I was saying is just an amazing champion for him. But the thing is, Ghislaine is also brilliant for Coollerz. So I think that it's going to be different to the Blood Covenants that we had earlier, but it should be a really interesting strategic matchup. Afterwards, with Awoken BJ versus Strog, we're seeing a lot more Strog starting to be picked by Xron. I think that's a very comfortable BJ pick for Coollerz. And then at the end, we're going just mad.
Yeah, it's going to be a ridiculous match. Runes of Sarnath banned. We've seen quite a lot of it the last few series. Finally, we will not see it in this one, but I don't think it'll help him in any way. But the Awoken map, I think that will be a very close one. It's going to be a lot of positional advantage. I want to see how Coollerz actually plays this map going into it later on.
Yeah, it's always nice to see BJ, and whether you're going to be aggressive using the dual wield, are you going to use it just as a point of respect? So you trigger it, the sound cue goes off, and the opponent just flees without fighting. There's a lot of possibilities available to Coollerz, and he's kind of put it down to a T in terms of perfecting the champion. I've got to give advantages over to Coollerz just because his success in Italy, just where he is on the leaderboard. I think he's in a good space, and I'd expect him to take at least 2 maps versus Xron. I don't know how you think.
It's really difficult. I think some maps will be quite slow, especially with Blood Covenant being the first one and the Galena pick 2. Even with the Nyx, at least he'll have some opportunity to try and get away, because he's going to try and force the engagement as much as he can, because we know what Coollerz like. He's as defensive as anything. So difficult to kill. Probably one of the hardest opponents to kill here of any other player.
Yeah, and he can just be lurking around corners, setting traps, so you can never be too careful. You've kind of just even if you hear him, you still got to check the corner next to you just in case he's done some crazy maneuver. It's very, very difficult to go against. And it's when we see things like Razy versus Cooler, it gets really interesting because suddenly Razy becomes a sort of shapeshifter and tries to become Cooler and set the kind of traps that Cooler likes to set. But we'll have to see what's on offer now, guys. The game is starting. Xron versus Cooler on Blood Covenant. The match is going to begin.
This is definitely going to be a match of the ages. I'm very curious to see how Cooler will start things out going into this, but we'll have to see what happens here going forward. But is he going to try and force engagement? Yes, he will. It's a little bit of damage done on Coollerz, but we'll let him get away here as that Mega is still up, has delayed things enough, but he's going to know it's being picked up. Gets a couple of decent rockets there, and look at that, the first frag on the board for him. And Coollerz have to see what he can do here.
I mean, immense rockets. Not really much respect given from Cooler on that instance. Xron's controls weak. Does he want to challenge for... Oh, he tries to get that sort of slither of an angle. But Cooler will be able to perpetuate his control despite losing out on the first kill. And he should surely be letting Xron get onto Mega. He will. And there is a Ghost Walk. There is a light armor down below. And Xron now actually feeling pretty good about himself.
Coollerz just going to stay on his feet here just to try and keep away from him as much as he can whilst he tries to figure out what he can do. Maybe a rail here and there just to put him off, just to throw him off a little bit, which he has done. He's in that top bridge trying to find him, but he's not going to fall. This one's play here, and he does drop down, just try and go for that rail on the heavy, but gets taken that one himself. He's going to go for it anyway. Nice rail from him.
Wait, what?
And he just drops down anyways, but heavy.
Yeah,
still there.
He never took it. Xron knows it's there, so he's going for a bit of a punish. He finds the rail shot, so some of the overstack is now gone. Xron, I think, calls that a bit of a win in that instance.
Do you know what? Against Cooler, a win's a win. In that kind of scenario, how small it is, I'll take it any day.
He's got to be careful with the Tribots, man, because he needs to make sure he's not making too much noise, so he can hear the noise Cooler's making.
He will try and push him, but a nice rail from Cooler there. Xron's gonna back off and try and hit us a little bit more, but as I say that, only one more. Well, 1 HP and just barely manages to survive, but will he get away? We'll have to see now. He's going to do it on his toes. Gets up that Mega. Good timing from him, but at least he gets a rail shot off to even the stacks a little bit.
Is he actually going to push all the way? That would be crazy. He does back out of there. Cooler gets onto the heavy. Bit of a stack advantage, even with that rocket jump. He's checked to see if this time Cooler actually took the heavy. Indeed he did.
But look at this, he's having absolutely none of it. Trying to push him as much as he can. He knows what Cooler's like. In terms of his play style, he will force you to play his game. And Xron knows that more than anyone. As he's just going to listen out for those audio cues to see if he can find out exactly where he is. Going to know where he is now. And we'll be backing off.
So this rotation, Xron's done no extra damage, which means Cooler's got free run of the map. This suddenly becomes very difficult for Xron. He's got to find at least one rail in a moment. Heavy machine guns. It's a good weapon to equip. He's not taking any extra damage himself, and the overstack is now being shot away. If he can delay at all on the Mega Health, then he can get himself the next heavy.
He definitely can. He's trying to...
This is really good from him.
Keep him at bay. Yeah, absolutely. And now, what is he going to do? Here's him going through. Man's getting that first rail off. Gets the heavy to complement things further. That tribot, it's going to make matters worse. Cooler, he knows he needs to back down. Definitely can't fight in that engagement. But tries to push it anyway. Great LG from him. And look at this. What is he going to do? Is he going to follow on? Nice rail again.
Xron's playing really calm, disciplined game. And Cooler's finding it difficult to challenge. Sure, it's just a one frag advantage. Xron's got to get around the corner. He needs to find a health bubble. He's safe from a rail shot for now, and heavy will be up in a second. But he can't take that heavy. He's got to get out of there.
He's definitely have to leave that on 20 HP. Put himself up a little bit, but Cooler found the advantage, took it straight away, and managed to equalise things up. And look at that, Cooler has taken that round 25 HP. Good for that heavy. It was well timed. But now his stack is back to normal. Xron's going to see if he can try and pressure him in any way, which he does a little bit, but leaves Cooler to get the Mega anyway.
Yeah, and he has had to use the Ghost Walk just then. I mean, some brilliant opening rails that we had from Cooler before, forcing out the Ghost Walk and making sure that he can chase Xron. executing him and tying it up. Now Xron's got no Ghost Walk, no stack at all, and just buckets of fear and respect.
It's Coollerz playground at this stage. He's just trying to find some information on where Xron could actually be. Does manage to find him, gets that first rail. Will he get the second one? Yes, he does. What a great frag from him, leading things 2-1.
Yeah, Xron's been very passive this game. He's not found. He's done some
5-minute warning.
good jobs finding damage, but he's not been able to find it regularly and consistently enough. So when Cooller's been in control, he's done an immaculate job of just locking down Xron's position and closing out those crucial shots, which are really crucial against the Knicks, because you can't let that Ghost Walk come back on time.
Yeah, Xron's Ghost Walk has actually not been too predictable. He's made it so it's as unorthodox as he can, and he's got away with it in most stages. And we'll see if that continues on, as Coollerz will get that next Mega. Is quite well stacked beyond belief, and what's he going to do now to see if he can try...
Double deny.
Xron here.
Two light armors denied in one series of plays. And that's Tri-Bolt is, yeah, get out. This is my spot. He might actually be able to push further. The one light armor that's left on the map is taken. Xron's stack is now gone. And Coollerz, can you find the rail shot? Not quite. Oh my god. Great drop down. Unfortunately, the shot wasn't quite there. That may have secured him the kill. There's a rocket into Ghost Walk. Coollerz backs out of here, and he's like, well, I denied the last light armor, so I know when they next spawn. Coollerz playing at a very high level at the moment. He's got some great prediction shots, and he's making some solid reads.
Just save that Coollerz with another rail.
Insane.
Just really put him on all fours. Right now with that low, but look at this, so it's going to finish him off with that LG. 3-1 now for Coollerz. Not really giving him any opportunity to try and come back from this, and his pickup so far has been really well executed.
I feel like Xron was satisfied at the beginning with a one frag advantage, but Coollerz, when he got 2-1, is like, well, that's not enough. I've got control. Let's step it up a bit more. Finds him. Rail in the end. Not going to find the rail. The Ghost Walk has been used, but that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Xron pushes it into the pillar room, but what is there for him to collect here? There's the drop down. Rail shot misses, but here's the mega health, so it's positive after positive. Even if after a miss or so, it's still positive for Coollerz.
The damage had already been done by then. Even if he got that rail shot, that would have been fine. Every little advantage is great, but even then, couldn't have done any more even if he tried. Coollerz still really well stacked. He's going to try and see if he can catch Xron off guard, which he doesn't, but see if he can push for that rail that maybe will be coming up quite soon. Managed to get one. Will he get the second? Yes, he does. Increases his lead further.
Some awesome rails we've had from Coollerz. He's not even going for the spawn frags on this map or anything like that. He's playing it incredibly sensibly. Yeah, can we get a little bait in here? Xron is like, yeah, I know you're there. And he just eats it up anyway. He's going to be Pac-Man around the map.
Does miss that first rail. Will he try and go for the second one? Very patient from Coollerz. You saw that wasn't even trying to move out the way from the next rail, but we'll try and push in anyway. Has an incredible advantage. Pushing in for this next mega will be up in the next couple of seconds. Xron decides to go from behind, but what a rocket from him, and a huge amount of damage. Putting him at bay even more, but what can he do here? There's only 1 minute and 45 left on the clock, and look at the position Coollerz in.
I mean, at the moment, frags don't matter. It's about maintaining that control and ensuring that Xron is going to be stuck in this kind of position for the remaining time. Oh, well, I'm just going to delay the heavy. Oh, I've got it past 8 minutes 30. That means there's one fewer heavies that can now come up on the map. Mega's going to be up soon, so I can probably take it and get myself over there. I don't want to give you any easy overstack advantage, or if I do, I'm going to hope you go across Catwalk, and I'm going to punish you really hard. So it knows that Mega's been taken now. So, okay. How can I make things awkward for Xron?
And he's got a good timer with the heavy and the mega as well. 10 seconds apart, so if it does go for that next heavy or the next mega, at least it can go for the other one straight afterwards in perfect execution. But I love what Coollerz doing. Just doesn't need to be too aggressive. It just needs to be a little bit more patient, but you've got to be careful on this circumstance. But 34 HP, Xron has to take him down. Could this be a window of opportunity for him here? But he's only got 40 seconds, get some HP done to him, and is going to chase him down. Will he be able to get him? No, he's still following his lead. And look at this, 36 HP. This
Oh
could
god,
be
oh god.
an opening for him here.
Oh god, he knows where he's going to spawn. He's hit the rail. Coollerz in a lot of trouble. There is a heavy armor up. There's lightning gun. He hits one more rail shot. Coollerz in trouble. He's so weak. There's got to be a chase. He knows exactly where he is. Cooller's passive play may have been too much. 15 seconds is enough time if he can chase him.
Coollerz having absolutely none of it. There's only 10 seconds left remaining. Will Xron be able to actually find him? He does. His job down. He's going to try and go for the chase. He don't have much of an opportunity. 4 seconds left remaining. Will be able to try and take it down. Just misses that rail. Wouldn't have took him down anyway. But what a close first map going into this series.
That was not meant to happen. That was not on the cards right there. This is... When we had a minute or a minute and a half to go, that was, yeah, not possible anymore. Coollerz just played himself so off of the map that when Xron locked him down in center position, in the center map, just above the blood pool, suddenly Xron was going to be farming up those spawns. He knows exactly where to shoot you off the spawn. And Coollerz, I mean, he had to count himself a little bit lucky there. He got the heavy when it was 3-4 and just managed to escape some crucial rails, but there was definitely a world there where Xron comes back completely. That was super close.
That could have gone either way towards the end, and it was only the last 40 seconds. He almost got that full frag to tie things up, but like you mentioned before with the heavy, that was so well timed. Coollerz knew that that might have been his only way out to try and win this first map, and he actually did so. But Coollerz, you said it earlier, maybe a little bit too passive towards the end, and Xron needed to make something happen, and he did. He saw the opening, took the opportunity there, but it just wasn't to be. But like I said, there was a bit of a coin flip towards those last 10 seconds.
Yeah, anything could really have happened. You know, Coollerz is, you know, no pun intended, Cooller's a cucumber sometimes, and he likes to keep it chill and have that sort of demeanor about himself. That was pushing it to the absolute limit. Xron giving us an excellent demonstration of spawn control and some of that rail aim that we expect from him. Maybe he could have bought himself a couple of extra chances at the end, because he was on about 25 points of health when he dropped down towards the shotgun spawn. Totally wild. Xron looking now to fight back hard in map 2.
A decent rocket, one more rail could have really changed anything towards the end of that map, and that's exactly what we wanted. We said before that he can't play Cooller's game. If he does, then things will landslide in more his favour. But great job from him. That comeback's definitely going to bring him some momentum, even though he did lose that first map, I feel.
True. He'll definitely feel like there's good hope going into map 2. I think we're moving on to Awoken now. We should be getting ourselves a Strog versus BJ. Strog is going to be played by Xron. BJ is going to be played by Coollerz. I wouldn't say this is like a specialist champion for Xron. He's been getting better and better and better with him. I think the advantage on all maps is slightly in favour, at least of Coollerz, just because of how his track record has been, even though Xron has been super strong since QuakeCon. It's just a question of, can Xron push it over the line a little bit more? Can he do what's needed to make Coollerz feel a bit more uncomfortable?
I felt like he could if he acted how he played in that last minute towards the start. I think he was just trying to feel Coollerz out a little bit in terms of his play style and how he wants to try and progress things from there. And it is very difficult. Like I said, he's a very hard player to kill just in that retrospect. But Xron now, I feel like he will be okay. Like if he plays like he did in that second map a little bit later on from the beginning and get out the gates hot, then we could see something a little bit more different coming up his sleeve.
Well, let's see, guys. We are moving into Awoken now. Xron looking to catch up and give ourselves another a formal tiebreaker. We've had 2 already today. Can we make it a third? Xron with heavy, with rockets, rail, and now lightning gun. It's not a bad start whatsoever, but now it's about finding that intel on Coollerz.
Couldn't ask for more. Does have that top center control. Does the back off anyway. Gets that first rail on the board. Is waiting to see where Coollerz may end up next. Does find him, misses the rail, but Coollerz doesn't. Has put him down on 70 HP. But is he going to go for the mega? Yes, he will, but will he be able to survive? No, he doesn't. Coollerz with a nice little stack and the heavy to boot. Couldn't ask for a better way to start that first frag.
That was a great push of the LG. Xron, he knew when he went in there and he saw the dual wheel coming at him. It's like, well, I can't escape, so I've just got to do as much damage as I can. The mistake has already been made. It's about trying to make it positive, Lethal. Trying to make things positive here.
Positive vibes going into this.
Xron's a positive guy, so I expect nothing less.
Especially going into the second map. Like I mentioned earlier, if he plays towards the end like he did in that first map, Didn't have too many problems here, but they're still trying to feed each other out. Both players did manage to miss that rail, but Coollerz is waiting to let the first move. First rail does go in favour of Coollerz. Will he go for the second? No, he does not, but does pick up another heavy again.
Yeah, this control is immense from him. He still hasn't even bothered to get himself the rocket launcher. I think Xron's got a good idea of this. Dual wield ready to be used if needed, but that's the point. If needed, he doesn't really need it at the moment. Maybe he will in a second. Can't quite find that final angle. Xron will slip out of there. And Coollerz will set up for the heavy armor.
And it is quite funny you say that. 2 minutes he still hasn't got a rocket, but the way he's playing for LG right now and the rail, why does he need to?
It's the no rocket strats exclusively from Coollerz. Don't get the rocket. Come on.
It's the curse. Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But he goes in straight for the LG, just trying to finish him off. No, he doesn't.
So Xron is using the rocket strat and was really successful. There were 3 directs. That's Coollerz was just a little bit late on that. But you know, Coollerz defines the meta sometimes. So.
He didn't get the memo, did he really?
Yeah. It's all good. We're 1 for 1, and we've got heavy up in a second. Xron playing back. He's looking desperately to punish. One more rail, and he will be over the moon of that. He will find one more, but that is a direct rocket. However, there's so many resources over here. LG's looking good. This is a nice use of the... Okay, a lot of damage. And Coollerz couldn't find the angle at all in time. So Xron's now taken the lead, in fact.
I don't think he was too sure whether he should just push his opponent or they just back off from it straight away, but decides not to. For now, Xron knows exactly where he is. Gonna try and back him off with the heavy, which he doesn't manage to pick it up. Misses that rail, misses the second one, sadly. It's absolutely needed, but will armour up slightly himself as that top center control will go in favour of Coollerz, but as I say that, Xron is trying to put him off guard as much as he can, gets a little bit of his HP up, back him off with that LG. Now his tri-bolt gain has been so well executed here.
Very safe play from Xron. He's got to be careful to not tread that line too carefully between, you know, defensive and just too passive. But he's been hitting some good rails. Now he needs to get out of there a little bit and find a way to get himself over 90 collective health and armor. This banana area is usually good for that. No, there's the click. It's the Tox click. Get out of there before it's too late. 16 health to go. He's going to go back over the other side of where he was earlier, but it might already be over. He finds himself a good rocket. The damage of the Pika was not bad at all. Is there maybe a chance to challenge a little bit later? One good rocket. Oh, second rocket just misses.
Just barely, but tries to finish him off anyway, which he does not. But Coollerz, his heavy control has been remarkable throughout the start of this game leading up to now. And he missed that one, but there was a surprise from there, but still manages to take him down. He was only on 16 HP at the time. Coollerz with the lead going into this.
He's managed to find so many resources just in that lightning gun and banana hallway. And setting up above heavy, there's the dual wield. That's going to make Xron respect a little bit as he does find actually a big rocket. Peeker out as well. Lightning gun will take care of it. And Xron, he just takes... Where is he? He was up suspended in the air and again gets Coollerz low, but getting him low is not enough. You got to convert that into a kill, Xron. Otherwise, if he fails to do that again, that frag lead's really getting away from him.
Coollerz survived from the skin of his teeth, but as I said, will he survive this next one? 16 HP! No, he doesn't, and Xron will take that to give him a little bit of a comfort zone here. Being only one frag down, he knows that heavy's going to appear. Yes, it does. Coollerz will pick that up, but will Coollerz get the frag? No, he won't, as he barely survives on 62 HP.
He really wants that light. It's going to spawn for him in time. Well, Coollerz knows exactly where he is now. He's going to go up with the shotgun. There's dual-wield LG. He had to get the kill with that blast, but it wasn't enough. A slight misjudgment of the stack. And Xron's got another 2 kills to chase up against, and this time Coollerz gets himself 2 major items back-to-back. Xron has got his work cut out for him.
It was a risk worth taking, but yeah, I can understand. Just not really a misplay, but a misunderstanding of how much stacked he had, like you mentioned earlier. But now, Coollerz knows exactly where he is, just trying to bait him out.
Come out.
If he can, but he's not having any of it though. He's still just waiting behind, just seeing if he can back him off, which he has done, but Coollerz is looking for that next heavy. He knows there's a chance for Xron may even try and go for it, which he does, but let's try bolt there, but we'll back away. A slight miss rail, but it's more of a pressure situation to keep him at bay.
Dual wields who's 10 seconds ahead of Mega. I mean, he definitely forced Xron out of the room, but he's not bought himself a major item. So Xron coming up connector. Can he get some late damage in? No, it's a brilliant defensive shot from Coollerz. He's going to rocket jump over, actually, but he's on 70 HP. There's a lot of damage here. 21 health to go. Xron, can he chase? Surely he can do some work from here. He finds the light armor, and he's got a route over to heavy if he wants it, but he needs to punish Coollerz as soon as he can.
I made the assumption there he should have been taken down. He was very lucky for his life there. 35 HP. Just trying in some way to get his stat back up, but no, it will not be happening as Xron gets that nice little rail to give him a bit of leadway, being only one frag behind.
Xron's got a really good chance to tie it up now. There's Tribolt around the corner, there's dual wield LG. Xron will respect for a second. Dual wield's now going to fade away. He's got that angle, he just needs to hit the shot, but he misses it. Heavy's going to be up. There's the light armor, Heavy to be picked. And Coollerz still got to be incredibly careful. Now he's got no dual wield, and now he's been railed. Mega health in a second. If Coollerz is able to pick this up, this is very, very dangerous. Oh, it can't get around the corner where the health bubbles are. We're 5 to 5.
And wow, one LG from Xron there. He's going to see if he can try and finish him off. Will he be able to? He should be able to. Just wait for the stack he's got. But no, will he? Yes, he will. 11 HP. He takes the lead as well. And he's back up again. We'll call it equalise. No. Yes, he does. 6-all now with only 2 minutes left remaining.
That was Heavy up, though. He didn't have to push. If he goes for just a little bit of health and then falls back into the water, then he looks good. But now it's re-tied up. Control is in Coollerz' hands. Dual wield not to worry about. Let's see, what can Xron do with this? His rockets have been decent, trying to look for a little bit of that peak of plasma. He does equalize things a lot. That's good, LG, following up from that rocket. Somehow, Xron pulls out some more stops to make it happen.
Coollerz had an amazing LG there as well, but just wasn't enough. As he sits, I'll see if he will get the heavy, which he does, but look at this now, just storming straight in, only on 35 HP for Xron. Will he be able to actually do anything? 11 HP now, he has to get away, and he's doing his best, but he doesn't again. Coollerz ties things up.
I was going to say, there's some amazing movement from Xron then, but the chase was even better. Now Coollerz opened up with a rail, and Xron walks in, but little double take from Coollerz causes him to miss the shot.
There was a fight he did not want to take. It was definitely that one. Coollerz, again with that heavy, has controlled most of that for the entire game. He's going to stop him from getting the Mega as well, and he's going to see if he can at least take him down. He doesn't. So on now. Up 8 to 7, 40 seconds left. Coollerz still got plenty of time to try and tie things up again, but it's just back and forth again. What is he going to do here? Come on now, trying to see if he can keep him back with that tri-bar, which he has done, and Coollerz is still in a position to try and fight back.
Yeah, Xron is just trying to slow this game down for, well, the rest of the time limit. There's going to be Mega Health up in a moment. Xron's done a great job now with his resources. He should be able to hold on to this fight. This should be the last engagement that we have of the entire map. Unless Coollerz, of course, wins this. Then we've got a little bit of sudden death on our hands. Xron by Banana, backing away. He's got that crouch sliding to work with, and he's going to use it to his advantage. Xron is on the board on the maps, and we get another tiebreaker here on week 4.
Tiebreakers after tiebreakers, every single series. It never fails to disappoint here.
So, Lethal, I think you're like a lucky charm here for tiebreakers.
Yeah,
that's what I've deduced from this. So,
what you've learned.
If there's
so
a
far.
way that we can, you know, if you don't happen to be casting in a later week, then can we just kind of keep a bit of your soul here somehow?
I'll
I don't know if
bring
that's...
like a lucky charm here for like whoever comes here on the desk. I'll just put a charm here, and then that way, at least for you guys, you know that you're guaranteed some tiebreakers and some match
yeah,
frees,
exactly.
So.
I think we'd be really appreciative of that. But
I'll make note of it.
Holy crap, though, Lethal! Like, what a game that we've got on our hands. Xron and Coollerz butting heads super hard. We're getting some exciting games at the moment, and Xron now has this trap over here. That's the Coollerz move, and Xron did it against him. This has been a wild ride.
It's not a position you would have expected like Xron to even be in.
Yeah.
Like, hiding in that corner, you would assume that they're more in an open space, but the fact that he was at an orthodox angle, didn't have the stack, still managed to win that fight and managed to bring it back. He wasn't really looking too good when he was down 5-3 at one stage. He was running out of answers, opportunity to try and figure out what he can do to engage. And then he just turned it into a completely different player and was just putting Coollerz down to his knees, making sure they didn't have a grasp of energy to try and push through in any way, shape or form. But this is going to be one doozy and slobber knocker of a map 3.
I love all these words you're saying. It makes me so happy. It makes me happy like when I see a picture of Ron smile. Have you ever seen Ron smile?
Not often.
He's got a really good smile. Like, if I ever have a bad day, what I need is just a framed photo of Ron smiling. Everyone needs that.
Do you want me to just give you a cheesy grin?
Like, yeah, it should be. Put it here. Yeah, seriously. Like a lethal lucky charm, a framed photo of Xron, and honestly, I think that's the perfect show for anybody to have.
What I'll do is I'll take a selfie later of me with a nice cheesy grin, and then that'll keep you happy for the way back.
If you do that with Xron, that's better. I'll get the tickets tonight.
You never know.
You'll be over to Lviv in the morning, and we'll get it arranged. We got another map, guys. We have got another map somehow. Let me look at my immense notes of Molten Falls that we are going to have between Sorlag and Slash. This is where we get a little crazy at the moment. We've got a heavy champion versus light champion. We've seen quite a lot of Sorlag Cooler over the last couple of years. We've seen less Slash from Xron, but it's definitely a champion he's been picking up quite a lot more. This is probably something like his 4th or 5th time playing her in the Quake Pro League. So, we'll have to see. I'm still not filled with immense amounts of confidence with Xron Slash. I'm sorry, buddy. I like you, but I'm filled with more confidence with Coollerz Sorlag.
I wouldn't be not even with the champion pick, just the player in general. You know, he has so many clutched up moments in previous tournaments, and now we'll have to see what he can do here. I feel like with Xron now, even with the Slash pick, I don't think it's a bad pick for him, you know, in certain situations with Molten Falls as well. If he's in a bad scenario, he's got plenty of speed to get away. He can play that defensive game. That could be more his style. It was more his style in that first map.
Yep,
but when you transfer it to this one, going into this final map in the series.
That's true, and you're absolutely right. Slash is a great champion for this map. It's all about how is Xron going to, as the handler, going to be able to handle the speed of this champion. And it's going to be a heavy start for Xron. We're going to move over to Lightning Gun. Knows that it's been taken. It's just checking. All right, no trap. It's like crossing the roads here. Check left and right.
And it looks like we won't be playing that no rocket game like you were mentioning earlier, Zoot. So
we're changing the meta here. It's just, the meta's changed consistently. Every second the meta changes. I think so. I think I've understood how that word works.
Don't worry. You know me. I would take your word for it. Don't you worry. But look at this now.
I can say anything lethal.
I know you can.
So he's got the defibrillator that he's looking to zapulate Xron. Oh yeah, he is, Sue. Yeah, well done.
Just a lucky man, that's all. He doesn't even need my lucky charm right now. But look at this LG battle with the rail from Xron there. That's back up at Coollerz. What is going to be his next move? Don't think it could be the right one, but the rockets do not connect. But the rail does. Wants to stack up just that little bit. The heavy is coming up very shortly. Will be contested, of course.
Hello.
And yes, hello indeed. He's going to back him away as much as he can. Will he try and contest for it? He just gets that rail off anyway. But look at the HP of Coollerz now.
I can't believe that Coollerz walked in towards the heavy. That was so gutsy. I think he was on something like, he must have been like 31, 32 points out. He gets the heavy, takes the rail, and just a fraction of life left. This has got to be a kill. Surely it is indeed. Xron opens up first blood.
Couldn't ask for a better start here for Xron now, as the heavy would be picking up, and Coollerz is going to try and contest, but instead just go straight in. Only on 110 HP, does get the heavy for himself, with a nice stack coming into this, but as I say that, good rail there from Xron.
He's kind of settling down a little bit, knowing now that Coollerz is getting into a very powerful point in the game with full natural stack and overstack health. It is dangerous for him to be close, so he needs to know which direction is he coming from, and do I have even a chance to react? The defensive rocket there couldn't have been better. Totally stops all the movement that Coollerz and momentum that Coollerz had, and now he's able to escape with it. Missed rail shot, so he's going to give up a little bit of data.
Coollerz going to be a little bit worried now. He will have to go for the chase on multiple occasions, but he wants to try and get that first frag for himself early on to avoid being those such scenarios. But look at this, he's going to try and push around, does get one rail off, as Xron will now back off, decides to go back anyway to try and tease him a bit to hopefully be a bit unorthodox, but that won't be the case as he's going to play the sound cue game, gets that rail off anyway, and the Mega will be coming up quite surely as Coollerz will be going for it.
This is going to be something we're going to see a lot from Xron, especially while he has a lead. It's going to be a bit different if Coollerz ties it up at least. But it's just stand, peek a rail, and he's running out of stack completely. Coollerz was really fast to chase then. I think Xron checked behind him, Coollerz wasn't there, and then he just appeared with the hockey mask.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, even as a player Slash, like, that is quite surprising. You'd expect it to be going for a couple more minutes before Coollerz finds the perfect engagement, but don't get me wrong, he actually did. Now we will be going back on top to see if he can get round and get ready for that Mega. It's been up for quite a while now, so at the same time you could say he's delayed it enough to throw Xron off a little bit more.
Well, now Coollerz can even do rocket jumps, he can do anything he pleases. He can get rocketed. The world is his oyster.
It definitely is, as Coollerz is going to see if he can get some picks here and there just to try and put his health down, but hasn't really found the opportunity yet. Will he find this one? No, he won't. But he's going to push for that Mega anyway. He's going to cup in a couple of seconds. Is he going to go for it, or is he going to let his teammate take it anyway? No, he will not. As one's going to try and back up, but as I say that, look away. Wow. That nice direct rocket there, but leaves him and Xron so lucky to get away with his life there.
Xron did a really nice plasma trail. If he could have get himself onto the heavy, that would have been huge. I actually think if his timing was perfect, he could have stood on it for defense, but it's not to be. Coollerz will get that resources and will probably be advantaged now in the next, probably for the next full rotation of items.
Coollerz right now in a very good spot. Even with the Mega, it's still his playground here. Xron's not looking too good right now. He's tempted to go for the heavy, but he hasn't got a big enough stack to even try and attempt to contest it by any means necessary. Coollerz now doing a good job just keeping him at bay, making sure that he can't actually get anywhere near it, but just letting him have it. Completely understandable. The situation he's in right now, he can't.
5-minute warning.
So that's one rail. Well, you need a lot more than that. Coollerz
Stopwatch.
knowing exactly where he was then.
It's like a flea bite to him, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it. A small slap.
I think that's a good comparison.
Well, to be fair, a flea bite and a slap. Depends on the slap, really.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the flea bite.
That is true. Depends who it is, I suppose. But Coollerz, again, stacked up to the eyeballs with another heavy. Picked up by him, another rail, but it's Xron. He's the one who needs to get the rails in to chip at the damage of Coollerz, but it's just not to be. And even then, it's still 1-1. He's still playing a good game of keeping him at bay, keeping him away, but also needs to find an opportunity to engage with him.
Coollerz got to fit, and he's going to fight him. There's got to be a kill. Surely Xron still makes it away somehow. But how long can he play the game like this? He finds a health bubble too. Rocket for defense. The acid hasn't hit him just yet. He goes in with another shot, does as much damage as humanly possible. So he's now at a disadvantage score-wise, but he's got a mega health which he could have gone for, and he's opted away from it. I was going to say off the spawn there's a mega for him, but slightly passive yet again from Xron. He needs to find a semblance of control, and Coollerz has not been giving it to him for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
That last fight by Coollerz wasn't as one-sided, I feel it should have been. You know, he should have had a bigger stack ending in that engagement, but doesn't matter. A frag is a frag on the board anyway. As Xron now is still on that back foot, still trying to find an answer, a way to pave himself to get that second frag, but so far he hasn't really found the opportunity. LG going straight in, but look at the LG.
So much
accuracy from Coollerz.
Yep, perfect. Understanding of the item spawns. Xron gets himself a couple of 25s. He finds himself the light. Has done good damage on. There's actually a world where he can defend this heavy and get his own element of control. Up in a second. There it is. But he takes the rail straight after. Now this is where it gets a little bit quirky. Ooh, okay. That was careful for a second. We have got the mega health now taken. 22 health for just a moment on Coollerz. The light should be up. Now? I won't trust my timing as much as Coollerz.
Questionable.
He's a timing master.
Definitely is, and as you can see there, will be picking up that heavy. He's trying to contest it anyway. Doesn't do too much of a job, but does chip at his stack a little bit more. So Xron's not in much of a bad spot as he thinks, but that Mega coming up, delay things a little bit, but doesn't matter. Coollerz will know the timing through it.
This missed rail, the missed rail is a big chance for Xron. He now suddenly has enough in the tanks that he can challenge the next heavy, and he can go for a sort of head-to-head fight with Coollerz. And our Coollerz actually got to play really defensively. This could end up looking not too dissimilar to what we had on Blood Covenant at the end. Not quite as hectic because it was like catching up 3 frags. But Coollerz got to watch out to not be too passive.
Yeah, the score right now, this map, the way it's being played, it's screaming 2-1, 3-2, or maybe even a tie to go into overtime now. But look at this, this one's opportunity here. 71 HP, but Xron every single time left on 10 or 15 HP in every bout they've had, but pushes in anyway. Will he get 6 HP left remaining for Coollerz? And that is not what you want to see, but at least he's got the slash. He needs to be aggressive now. Will he be able to have the opportunity to try and get that second frag on the board?
The Coollerz defending it. He's trying to put himself in a good spot to make those rockets count on the edge. There's a rail, 1 health for Coollerz. Xron, you've got to find a way to chase in soon. There's going to be the Mega up. He's got time with his movement to make things happen. He did just use the plasma field, in fact. Did you hear where Coollerz was coming from? I don't think he did. He's on the other side of the map. There is still time, ladies and gents, but it's all up to what Xron can discover in these closing seconds.
40 seconds left remaining, and right now Xron needs to get something going here, at least get 1 frag on the board in the next 15-20 seconds, or else that will be it for him and the series. But goes on top, but Coollerz...
Does he check? Does he check?
Coollerz a cucumber, just literally just being chilled and goes straight past him. That could have been his last opportunity to even take this series, or even take it to a tie game. Moving on, but no, it's not going to be, as Coollerz, like I mentioned before, his defensive style has really helped him here.
If he found Coollerz below, then that was it. He's going to fall off the map, but there's not enough time on the respawn, so Coollerz just going to delay it. It's going to be called GG. Such a close series, but it will go 2-1 to Coollerz in the end.
That really could have gone either way. If some of those rails hit from Xron, it would have been a different story. I feel like if he had a bit more chip damage. But how often was Coollerz stacked? Like, no, it was ridiculous.
All the time. And, you know, maybe it was just a case of Xron fans at home weren't screaming loud enough at the screen for Xron to check below the lightning gun spawn to find where Coollerz was hiding. I don't know. But that's the thing. Even if Slash is out of control for as long as she was, as soon as she gets something, you need a minute and you can make pretty much anything happen. Even if you're 2-3 frags behind, it gets a bit more different when you're going versus a heavy champion like Solak, who has good stack off the spawn. But you can do so many different things. Xron giving a good account of himself versus Coollerz, the Luca champion. But it is Coollerz to take the lion's share of the points.
Just showing why Coollerz is hitting that, well, or hit for years, that legend status here in Quake. And it makes you wonder really now, like, even with that passive play style he has and chooses moments when to engage, you'd have thought Xron would, even when he got that first frag on the board, it's like his playground. He's the one who can actually back off and choose when and where to actually do what he needs to be done. But he was trapped in a corner on multiple occasions, even with the speed of Solak. It was quite a bit of a surprise, I feel.
Indeed. And something with Xron, he's not able to get out the same levels of speed that someone like Tox is able to, but he's incredibly strong strategically. I just feel that there was a bit more passiveness from Xron today, which made him not take advantage of those small opportunities. Oh, I can get onto an item all of a sudden. Even if I think that I'm probably going to take 50 damage or so, sometimes you've got to go for those chances for a second. But there was really fine details between victory and failure in those instances for both players. And I think we're seeing, again, another fantastic series.
Yeah, commiserations to him, but you know, he shouldn't really take it to heart too much. That really could have gone either way. Even with that first frag on the board, he was really feeling it. But Coollerz, it's just amazing how he can pressure someone and trap him into that corner on multiple occasions, so many times, especially on a map like Molten Falls as well. It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, Well, all different shades of play in the series we just had. We have got more Quake Champions action for you from the Quake Pro League in a moment. It is going to be our boys Dewey and Waz. We've got Dewey's hyper defensive style versus Waz's really determination, elegance and grace in his in just the way that he controls his movement and controls his aim. That's going to be coming up next. Once again, guys, we've still got our highlight match of the evening, which is going to be Razy and Wenger. That'll be happening not too long after, so we'll see you in a few moments for more from the Quake Pro League.